Welcome back to Saving the Pumpkins podcast. This is Amy.
This is Shane.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yep. Today we're going to be talking about 2017's Love Struck Cafe, starring Sarah Jane Morris and Andrew W. Walker. We've actually seen, or I know he's a Hallmark favorite. Andrew W. Walker is. So do you want to set us up as what this one's about, or you want me to talk about it?
Well, this one is about lead character Megan Quinn is an architect, but I should say, aspiring architect
She is, yeah, she's a customer service rep that
in
dreamed of
like
being.
a
Yep.
in a firm
Yeah, yeah,
that I think could give her the opportunity to become an
for
architect.
sure. But of course,
But her family store back home is in trouble, and also the firm that she works for is having a hard time getting one of the locals to sign over her property for them to build this big.
megaplex, like I think it's going to be like a shopping slash living area, like a little thing. But they've already bought all the other land up, and they want this last piece of land that belongs to one of the town residents, and not coincidentally in her hometown, of course. So
Right.
so
So it's
Megan has
bringing
to
her
go back
back.
home.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, the crux of that is that she grew up with these people, so she knows the lady who won't sign over her land, but at the same time,
I
she's
wonder
trying
if
to move
I
up.
wonder if an old boyfriend will be there.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, wouldn't you know?
Yep.
So of course there is that old love interest of growing up, in that small town with this
Sure. Her
with it.
her boss sends her back to go and get this the signature and says, you'll be an architect if you can come back with that last signature so we can bulldoze the town and start. Oh well, they've already taken care of business, but they need to build on that one last area. And of course she goes to town, and the first thing she does is have a traffic accident and bumps into the back of her ex-boyfriend, who who left her, who broke up with her.
Her
uh,
first year in college
Yep, because they well
in a
was
letter.
yeah, broke up with her with a letter. It was her last year in high school. She just got accepted to Duke, right?
Hmm.
And she doesn't know all this, of course, but he let her go because he didn't want to stand in the way of her dreams, her successes, things like that, right? So
And coincidentally, her parents own a restaurant, and her mom is deceased, and the dad was unable to help out at the store. So she kind of gets dragged into helping out at the same time that she's trying to convince Francis Figgins, the the local, to uh, sign off her property
yep.
to her business.
And I'm not going to pretend like I know her name. The actress' name is Dolores Drake. She's in Pumpkin Pie Wars, so
Yeah,
that's another one we'll be bringing up. She's
she's
really good.
she is
She's
really
good.
good.
Yeah, she plays a. She's obviously one of those. Hallmark will have these people in these movies that can act. And she's pretty good.
Hmm.
She does a good job. But her dad's hurt. Yeah, that's right. Her dad's hurt. So he wants her to take over. Well, to help out a little bit till he gets better at the cafe that her mom was, her Rosie's
Hmm.
diner, Rosie's Cafe, something
Yeah,
like
and
that. Yeah.
it's kind of like, riding a bike. She gets
Yep.
back into the swing of it.
Of course.
Um, it- Now, the only thing that I'm going to say is about the characters is I wasn't convinced about their chemistry. I found it hard to watch them trying to reconnect. His backstory is that he had gotten married, but his wife had
Well,
died,
while she
and
was, yeah, after he
right,
broke
while
up with
she
her
had
to let
moved
her follow her
away,
dreams. Yeah, yeah.
and they had him and his wife had a daughter. And I mean, I know that many people may not want to hear the sad sob story, the backstory of
Mm.
what happened to his wife, but they didn't touch on anything. Here's a child that came from that marriage, and all you knew was that she had died, and she found out from, I believe, the Francis Figgins. So it wasn't even something he had said. There was no mention, there was no, sad story.
It makes it
Women
less.
like to sometimes get a little bit of the gushy feeling, about how he's, you know, coming back from such,
Eh,
horrible times, but there was nothing. And I just didn't find that them coming back together
Yeah, they did. They give it. He has no backstory. I mean, he has a backstory. He has the girl, the daughter, but you hear nothing. Like, or you don't hear any more about the wife. A lot of times these movies will, you'll get to hear, oh, she was a wonderful woman. You remind her so much of me, and that kind of stuff. And it was almost none of that was there. And you're right. The two leads is like, again, these movies. It's all about chemistry.
Yeah,
It,
and I think it just took a long time for the resolution of the conflict
they
of
draw
not
it out.
being able to get her to sign off took forever. And then
Yeah.
at the end, when it snapped into place, it was like over.
Yeah, right. So of course you can kind of see where it's going. She's gonna go to the lady, the Francis, and try to get her to sign the piece of paper, to sign over the land. She's gonna say, no, I'm not doing that. I've already talked to them before. And she's gonna kind of remember why she loves her hometown, and she doesn't want to do that. And you called it. She's got to come up with
Yeah,
like
an
an
option
option
involving her architect
that'll make
skills.
everyone happy, kind of thing,
Right.
right? To save the area, but still get her
Promotion.
position, her
Yeah.
promotion. Yeah, exactly. So she can.
And of course, in keeping in line with, some sort of baking or saving a farm or um the
Is there
little
baking
girl,
in this one?
yeah, the little girl, she wanted to bake something, one of her mom's recipes, and her dad tried to bake it, but it
Oh,
is a
he's
disaster.
got apples.
And
Son of a gun.
yeah,
He's got apples. He brought
he
apples
runs the
because he brought the apples to
his
and said,
parents' farm.
"You bake this. I got to go take the hay
Right. And
somewhere or
so
whatever." We're
and
talking about the boyfriend, the yeah, the Andrew, the
right. So
Joe,
Megan Quinn
Joe,
helps the little girl who's Lily Wainwright, who is played by
Lily. Yeah, because
Cassidy Nugent.
he keeps calling her Lily. Yeah, that's his
Uh,
daughter.
she helps her make one of her mom's
Yeah,
recipes,
recipes. Yeah, yeah.
and they win. And
Well,
so,
well, disrespectfully, yeah, it's not disrespectful, but it's like you said, you didn't get to know anything about the mom, so yeah, I don't know. It's just been done. This is one of those that I'll put a lot lower. This has just been done better, very similar. So I mean, they're all sort of the same story. This one's just been done better. And honestly, in this case, it doesn't have anything to do with the actors. I thought the actors. I'm not. I'm not a Sarah Jane Morris fan. Like
no.
I didn't like. He's fine. He's been in a couple of like I said, Christmas movies and things. A bunch of Christmas movies. And some of the other bit players have been in some good stuff, but or have been good in other things before. But yeah, she smiles like a lot, and I don't mean that in a way that like, I don't want someone to be happy. She just she smiles when conflict pops up. It's like,
Well,
come on.
and at the same time, they just dragged out that she had to get the
Yeah.
signature from this lady. So it
Well,
was kind of like, okay, we already saw what
yeah,
could solve your problems
exactly.
5 minutes into the show, and it just took too long for
That's
you to
sign
realize.
of a bad movie, right? Is that you're looking at you're like, gosh, is this over yet?
Yeah.
Kind of not because it's miserable, but just because you're like, wow, we get it.
Yeah, I
Eh,
found myself looking at my phone while it
Yeah,
was
you're like,
on.
yeah,
So,
this is kind of boring.
yeah.
Kind of boring. I mean, it's got all the fall trapping stuff there, but it seems very small. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of really good like set pieces where they go to a big farm or anything like that. I mean, they get on a hayride or whatever, but it seems like they just drive around the house.
Right.
Like
Right.
it didn't seem like they went anywhere on it. Like you got to see anything except
Yeah.
the lake that was special to the two of them. That's part of where they want to build the land or whatever. I mean, it was nice or whatever, giant mountains in the background. Every one, we should say this too. Almost every one of these Hallmark films, and I think I said it on the first episode with the October Kiss. Uh, they're all filmed in Canada, so everything that's the scenery is gorgeous, right? It's beautiful. But even that and this one was kind of like,
Yeah, no, I think Dolores Drake, who played Frances Figgins, and the little girl, Lily Wainwright, played by Cassidy Nugent, actually
yeah,
carried the show
yeah. I
more so than the
agree
lead
completely.
characters.
The Dolores Drake ladies, she's funny.
Hmm.
She's good. The dad was good, but yeah, she's really funny, and we'll talk about her again in Pumpkin Pie Wars. We'll do one
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, so with that said, let's just close this so that we can move on to one that we
Yeah,
found
yeah.
more entertaining.
I don't. It's not that I don't recommend this one. We won't be watching it again. Not. I mean, next year.
Yeah, I mean, if you are looking for something and you've gone through all of the other ones, then certainly put this one on, but you could probably save this to one of the very
You
last.
can do better. It's the worst thing
Yeah.
we can say about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll see you the next time.
All right. Thanks so much.